No matter how hard you try, you can't technically predict your next thought, because if you do, you're already thinking it. Alternatively, you can almost always predict someone else's next thought by saying something out loud, thus making them think about it. You can also predict your next thought and previous thought by predicting your previous thought. When you do so, you will know what your previous one was, because it already happened, and you know your next thought is going to be you predicting that previous thought. The duck am I talking about? I'm too high for you. I think they're too high for you. I'm too high for me too. The thing is though, by doing that trick, you don't think about the thing you thought about. Instead you're thinking about you thinking about it. ThreadUp just went brain dead. But a prediction is a thought, is it not? Train of thought. It always gets to its intended destination, unless it gets derailed. This is actually an own method for meditating. There's at least a brief moment right after that when you become very present and conscious or mindful if you will. And this is the moment you're targeting while you meditate. Yeah, this is a concept Sam Harris explores quite a bit in his waking up meditations. It's done wonders for me, and my shower thoughts came here looking for this. What's up, waking up people? Haha, same. I was thinking, okay, this is kind of the reality you are confronted with when you meditate and realize you have no control over thoughts popping up. Decision making isn't performed as a superposition, as every thought is simply an output from conscious input and external stimuli. Free will does not exist. We can still deliberate, consider, reflect and plan ahead. Decision making isn't always done in an instant. And if those choices are according to our nature, I'm not sure why they can't be considered free. You can logic together a prediction by utilizing unknowns. Your predicted thought can be how to cook the last meal your friend ate. You can know what the thought will be, but until you know what your friend ate you aren't actually thinking about how to cook it. In a sense that's correct, but really you are just kicking the can down the road. The reason is that your prediction in this case is a prediction of categorization. But by doing this you aren't actually predicting the thought anymore, only the category. To reconcile this, you should be predicting the category in advance of having predicted the category, but you can't do that until the category has emerged in your mind and voila, we are back at square one, just a step abstracted. That's not predicting the thought, it's just deciding the subject you're about to discuss / question you're about to ask. Very well done. Nicely put. You could also predict something you don't remember completely. I'm going to think of what I had for breakfast yesterday. 2 seconds later remembers and thinks of eggs. That's not predicting a thought before you have it. That's just recollection / retrieving a memory. There is an experiment where they can essentially show that your subconscious is aware of your thought before you are. You are in a room with 2 buttons in front of you, and they measure your brain activity while you are pressing the buttons. After a while the computer is able to identify the brain pattern generated while pressing the switch. Then using this, it will know when you are going to press the button before you do. It lights up the button when you are going to press it, but it lights up right when you are consciously aware what you are going to. It's really strange. You try to confuse it by changing your mind, or try to trick it, but it still identifies the switch just right before you know. I remember reading somewhere that the brain already processes its next thought before you're even aware of it. Kind of like a background process which then gets brought forward so you can do as you want with it. If that's true, then it's technically true that you don't know what your next thought is until it's already been processed and brought to your attention. This is actually a prominent topic in philosophy. Look up soft determinism vs hard determinism. Might interest anyone. Tap subscribe and hit the bell right next to it so you never miss a video. Comment your own thoughts below.